Last week, I asked the two leading AI models in the world, Grok and ChatGPT, both to predict the upcoming Serie A games. Now the games have all been played and the results are in, so in this video we're going to see which one was most accurate and reliable. Just very briefly to let you know what's coming up on the channel, so we've got the results videos for not only Serie A but also the Premier League, the Bundesliga and La Liga. We're also going to be doing Champions League and Europa League videos. And then later in the week, we're going to be doing the results for the fantasy teams that Grok and ChatGPT picked. The scores are in for that. And also the big UFC fight this weekend, the heavyweight title between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. We'll have predictions for those as well. So plenty of content coming out on the channel. So I do hope you'll join me for that and hit that subscribe button. But anyway, let's get onto the scoring system. So the models get 0 points if they get the result wrong, 1 point if they get the result right but not the score, and 3 points if they get the result and the score exactly right. So let's kick off with Lecce versus Sassuolo. Grok predicted a 1-0 Lecce win. ChatGPT predicted a 2-1 Lecce win, and that ended up as a 0-0 draw. So both models there picking up 0 points for the wrong result. Then we have Pisa versus Hellas Verona, and Grok predicted a 2-1 Verona win. ChatGPT predicted a 1-0 draw, and that ended up as a 0-0 draw. So ChatGPT gets 1 point there for the right result, and Grok gets 0. Next up is Torino versus Napoli, and Grok predicted a 3-1 Napoli win. ChatGPT predicted a 2-1 Napoli win. Both wrong, as that ended up as a 1-0 Torino win. So both models there getting 0 points. Moving on, we had Roma versus Internazionale. Both models agreed on this one and called that a 2-1 Inter win. That actually ended up as a 1-0 Inter win. So both models there picking up 1 point. Next up is Como versus Juventus. And both models agreed again here and called that one a 2-0 Juventus win. That actually ended up as a 2-0 Como win in quite an upset there. So both models scoring 0 points for that one. Then we have Parma versus Genoa. And Grok predicted a 1-0 draw. ChatGPT predicted a 1-0 Genoa win, and the actual result there was a 0-0 draw. So Grok gets 1 point there and ChatGPT 0. Next up is Cagliari versus Bologna, and Grok predicted a 2-0 Bologna win. ChatGPT predicted a 1-0 draw, and that ended up as a 2-0 Bologna win. So Grok getting all 3 points there for the right score, and ChatGPT gets 0. Moving on, we had Atalanta versus Lazio, and both models thought this would be a 2-1 Atalanta win. That actually ended up as a 0-0 draw, so both models getting that dead wrong and scoring 0 points. And the penultimate game, which was between Milan and Fiorentina, Grok predicted a 1-0 draw. ChatGPT predicted a 2-0 Milan win, and that ended up as a 2-1 Milan win. So Grok gets 0 and ChatGPT gets 1 point. And finally, the last game, which was Cremonese versus Udinese. Both models agreed once more here and predicted a 1-0 draw, and rightly so, as that ended up as a 1-0 draw. So both models there getting 3 points for that final game. So there are the full set of results and the scores are in. Grok finished on 8 points and ChatGPT finished on 6 points. So Grok is the winner for this video and gains 2 points on ChatGPT. So let's have a look how that affects the total scores. So Grok has fully caught ChatGPT up and they are now both on 37 points. So it's a dead tie, it's neck and neck. It's been very close all the way through. So hopefully as we do more predictions videos, we get a bit more of a clear, decisive winner, which one is best. But at the moment, they are both very consistently the same. So now onto the statistics. Let's start off with Grok. So out of the 10 games, Grok got 4 results right, which is 40% accuracy, and 2 scores right, which is a 20% accuracy. So the results, you'd probably want a bit more than 40%, but as we've said in previous videos, these score percentages you've got to expect a bit lower, and we said anything that's sort of 20 or above is pretty good. So not too bad there from Grok on the score front. Let's move on to ChatGPT. So here are ChatGPT statistics for this video. And out of 10 games, ChatGPT got 4 results right, which is 40%, same as Grok this time round, and only 1 score right, which is 10% accuracy. So yeah, ChatGPT doing marginally worse than Grok this time round. I think there was just 1 game in it really. So let's see how that affects the overall running stats. Okay, so here they are, the full stats. Out of 47 total games, both models have predicted the exact same amount of results correctly, which is 25. That comes out to a 53.2% accuracy there for results. And out of those results, both models have got the exact same amount of scores correct as well, which is 6 out of 47, which translates to 12.8%. So they started off pretty well, but these figures are starting to look not too good. We want to aim for the for at least over 50%, right? But probably more around that 60 to 70% mark. We want to start seeing a bit more consistency. But the the amount of scores they're getting right aren't too bad at all. I think I had a comment in one of the earlier videos that said, what's the best way to tell what the actual scores are going to be? And I find it to be when the models are aligned and when they agree on scores, they normally tend to be quite accurate. So, but anyway, that's basically the video. So if you did watch up to this point, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And while you're here, if I could just ask you to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't already, I'd be very, very grateful for that. But in any event, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.